Take-Two Interactive has been filing patents for years, but there's something weird about the ones they started filing around 2019. Now, individually, they look random, like hand tracking, rendering tricks, animation tools, nothing crazy on their own. But when you line them up, when you look at them as a group, something clicks, something big, something Rockstar has never talked about publicly. And here's the part that almost nobody realizes. These patents quietly solve the one problem that open world games have never been able to overcome. And if I'm correct about the information that I've put together in this video, I think Rockstar might be surprising us with something huge. I'm Sav, this ain't your average YouTube clickbait, let's dive in. So for as long as open world games have existed, NPCs have had one massive limitation. They don't scale. Every character on the street has always been handcrafted. A model artist builds the body, an animator creates the walk cycle, a designer sets up the behavior, and when the studio needs 1,000 NPCs, they just copy, recolor, resize, reskin, and hope you don't notice. But you always notice. You see the same jogger on 3 different streets, you see the same construction worker in 5 different neighborhoods, you see the same drunk guy animation on every drunk guy in the entire game. And it's not because developers are necessarily lazy, it's because the old pipeline physically cannot produce endless variety. Even Rockstar, with huge budgets and 7-year dev cycles, hits this wall. But in 2019, everything shifts. Take-Two files the first major patent that directly targets this limitation, a patent that lays the foundation for a completely different way to create NPCs. And when you dig into it, the crazy part is everyone, including myself, has been talking about the wrong aspect of this patent. We've been focused on the generated interiors idea, but that's not the real story. The real power is in the tagging system buried inside this thing, because the system doesn't treat an NPC like one finished character. It treats them like a collection of tagged components the engine can assemble on the fly. So imagine this, okay? Rockstar creates 25 different heads, 25 different torsos, 25 sets of arms, and 25 legs. That alone gives you around 390,000 possible body combinations. And once you add something as simple as skin tone shading, let's say 10 to 15 variations, now you're looking at somewhere between 3 and 6 million unique NPC bodies before clothing is even involved. But the system isn't just slapping pieces together blindly, it does follow a rule set. So you're not going to see brown female legs on a white male torso. The tags prevent nonsense combinations where skin tones don't match and proportions are all wonky. Everything has to make sense inside this world, so even after you filter out all the impossible or illogical pairings, even using the most conservative estimates before clothing ever even enters the picture, you're still left with somewhere between 250,000 and 500,000 believable, usable body combinations. And that's the point. With this patent alone, the number of unique NPCs that Rockstar can generate absolutely skyrockets. But there's more. And I'm gonna get to it in a second, but before we get into it, I just wanna address the obvious here. Before someone jumps into the comments with, well, none of this is confirmed, these patents could be for NBA 2K or any other Take-Two owned developer for that matter, let's clear that up. Yes, like every patent filed by a parent company, Rockstar isn't required to use any of this. There is a chance that these patents could be for other titles under other developers. However, and a big however, all these filings target the exact bottlenecks that Rockstar has talked about for years: animation time, character variety, population density, development scaling, and open world performance. And when you look at what's actually shown in the GTA 6 trailers, the crowd density, the variations in body types, the reaction systems, the sheer number of unique people on screen, they line up almost perfectly with what these patents describe. Now, could these systems be used in other projects? Sure. But the only Take-Two game right now that demands this level of crowd variance, density, and complexity is GTA 6. And the patents line up perfectly with the development timeline. And that's why I'm breaking them down here, because when you step back and look at the big picture, it doesn't feel random. It feels very, very intentional. It feels like a coordinated push towards solving the NPC problem that's limited open world games for decades. So now that you understand how Rockstar can generate millions of different NPC bodies, let's talk about the animation aspects of it. How do all these NPCs actually move? Well, in the old system, animations were tied to specific models. If an NPC didn't match the exact body type, the animation broke, so studios reused the same walk cycles across the entire population. That's why in GTA 5, no matter where you were, someone moved with the same handful of animations, different skins, identical motion. But that's not going to fly in GTA 6, especially not if they implement that first patent. not with the amount of variety their tagging system introduces. So Rockstar built something completely different. This locomotion patent describes a system where animations aren't tied to specific characters anymore. Movement is broken down into modular building blocks that the engine adjusts in real time to match whatever body the system just assembled. So here's what that means for you as a player. NPCs might not all walk the same way. They might not all turn the same way. They might not all react the same way. Movement won't necessarily feel copy-pasted or recycled. It might feel more natural, grounded, and varied, the way that real crowds feel when you're out in a city. You're not going to consciously think, oh, that's a new animation. Your brain will just register that the world feels more human, more predictable, and more alive. And that's the kind of immersion that you can't fake with bigger maps or better textures. It comes from motion that makes sense for every unique body on screen. And this patent is what finally lets Rockstar scale NPC movement the same way this tagging system scales NPC variety. So millions of combinations, and now all of them can move like actual individuals and not recycled templates. So now that you have all these NPCs with unique looks and movement, how do you get all these unique characters with different builds, different movement styles, different personalities to actually navigate the world in a believable way? Well, this navigation system might be Rockstar's answer. Instead of the old NPC follow a straight line until something blocks them behavior, this patent describes a setup where the world is filled with a far more complex network of movement nodes, on foot and in vehicles. And NPCs can choose paths between those nodes in ways that reflect their environmental, physical, and cognitive tags. If this is in GTA 6, this is what it could mean. A confident NPC wouldn't navigate the same way as a cautious one. A distracted driver wouldn't behave the same way as someone fully focused. A stressed pedestrian wouldn't necessarily take the same route as someone relaxed. The system would still have oversight, so the world wouldn't completely spin into chaos, but here's the thing. It's not going to completely eliminate chaos altogether. It would just manage it. And that's where things start to feel real. The more variables the system accounts for, the more unpredictable NPCs become. Not random, just genuinely dynamic. So gone are the days where you know exactly how an NPC is going to react. And that applies to every part of the game, especially police chases. If this tech is in place, you wouldn't be dodging cop cars the same way you did in older GTA games. You wouldn't be able to predict every traffic reaction or panic turn. And NPC drivers, including the police, will be making decisions based on their individual tags, their risk tolerance, and their ability to process the situation around them. And if this system is truly part of GTA 6's design, then this patent is what takes all those diverse NPC bodies and animations and gives them the ability to actually exist in a world like living, thinking agents. Now, all of this NPC variety, the bodies, the movement, the navigation, it creates one more massive challenge. How do you render this many unique characters on screen at one time without the game exploding? Well, this is where another Take-Two patent comes into play. And again, if this tech is being used in GTA 6, it solves a problem that has haunted open world games for decades. Traditionally speaking, NPCs use LOD swapping, where their model snaps between levels of detail as they get closer or further from the camera. And you've seen this 1,000 times, faces turning into blobs, clothing losing detail, NPCs suddenly popping in from low res to high res. It breaks immersion instantly. But this patent describes something a little different. It's called continuous LOD, or clods. Instead of snapping between fixed levels of detail, models smoothly transition between them. This engine can scale detail up or down without any harsh pops or ugly transitions. If GTA 6 is really using this system, here's what it could mean. You could have bigger crowds with more unique bodies. The game doesn't necessarily tank your frame rate. NPCs can hold their detail at a distance. Density feels realistic without looking messy. Pop-in becomes way harder to notice, and the world looks stable, consistent, and alive. And the trailers already hint at this. Just look at the opening shots of the first trailer. If traditional LOD was being used in those scenes, you would see it. You don't see the pops, the simplification, the shifts. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that they've implemented this technology, because we don't know that for sure. All I'm trying to do is show you the evidence to back the claim. And these patents line up very cleanly with what Rockstar has shown so far. And it sets up the perfect foundation for the last piece of this video. If you think Rockstar has spent all their time building these tagging systems, the locomotion engine, the navigation AI, and the rendering pipeline just to let the small details fall to the wayside, think again. There's another patent, a hand and finger motion capture system, that feels almost overkill when you look at it next to everything else that they're building. But if this tech is being used in GTA 6, it will explain a lot. This system uses machine learning to predict precise finger positions and hand poses based on incomplete data. In simple terms, it cleans up the single most awkward part of character animation: hands. They're always the dead giveaway. If they're stiff, inaccurate, floaty, or just wrong, you lose the immersion. But with this system, phone animations will look natural, NPCs holding items will look correct, gestures feel intentional, interactions stop looking like broken marionette puppets. In a game like GTA 6, where there's tons of different things that you do with your hands, having believable expressive hands is a massive deal. Because now it's not just more NPCs with more variety, moving more naturally, navigating more intelligently, and rendered more smoothly, it's even tiny movement selling the illusion. It's the difference between video game crowd and living city. So when you step back and look at this entire trail of patents, the tagging system, the locomotion system, the navigation AI, the continuous LOD rendering, and even the micro-level hand animation tech, none of them confirm anything on their own. But when you line them up and you compare them to what we're seeing in the GTA 6 trailers, you start to notice some stuff. Every single one of these patents targets the exact bottlenecks that Rockstar has run into for the last 20 years. Variety, movement, navigation, density, believability, and development scaling. Each patent filing pushes on a different piece of that same problem, and the improvements shown in the GTA 6 footage line up almost perfectly with what these systems could deliver. If these patents are actually being used in the development of GTA 6, even just parts of them, then this isn't just better NPCs, this is Rockstar rebuilding one of the most important parts of open world design from the ground up. And I don't know about you, but I have a hard time believing that Take-Two developed all 5 of these patents right as GTA 6's production was ramping up, and that's all just some massive coincidence. Not with patents this specific, not with applications that fit the exact gaps that Rockstar needed to fill. But hey, you tell me, is Rockstar rewriting the script for NPCs in Grand Theft Auto 6? Or is this all just one big fat coincidence? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you've got anything out of this video, smash that like button and make sure you subscribe for more deep dives, analysis, and full coverage breakdowns of GTA 6. I'm Sav, and I'll see you guys on the next one.